welcome back to Furniture Redesign. On today, you're looking at an entry table that I need to do. This table was dropped off to me by a client. She wants this table painted to match a mirror. Since this is something new that I've never done before, I know the first thing I want to do is to wash my piece down. Now, I won't be sanding it because it's not shiny. I am just going to prime it. I'm going to use my TSP and warm water here that I've mixed up. I'm going to spray it and wash it down and apply a coat of primer. Since I'm using TSP, I will be wearing rubber gloves today. I'm going to wash it down really good, and then I'll just take a clean rag and rinse the piece off. Now I'm going to take a clean rag and rinse off the TSP. I know this is boring, but you have to prep if you want your paint to adhere to the project and look professional. It's been about half an hour and my piece is dry. Now I'm ready to use my Zinsser 123 primer in the gray to prime the piece. I will be adding 2 coats of primer to the piece. Once I'm done adding the primer, I'm going to let it dry and we'll come back and try to figure out how to add this texture to the piece. So while my primer dries, here's a look at the mirror. This is the mirror that I'll be using to put the texture on the table. It's really beautiful. So I purchased 3 colors, or actually 4 colors, that I'm going to use to try to create this texture on top of my table. So as soon as the table is dry, we'll be right back. I'm back with my 4 shades of metallic paint. I have gold, copper, bronze, and silver. And I want to mix these paints to come up with a paint color to match my mirror. I also have 4 different brushes, and I just chose some old brushes that I had around the house. And I want to first start with the darkest color, which is my copper. And I am using a tapping type motion to add the bronze to the table. Now that I have a large enough space covered with the bronze, I'm going to go ahead and go to the gold and start adding it. I'm adding it in small sections because the paint is still wet and it'll allow the gold to mix in with the bronze color. Now I'm going to move on to the copper, and I am going to tap that and blend it into the bronze and the gold. Once again, this is just my version of how the mirror looks. Again, the mirror is in the background so you can see and tell if I'm doing a great job or how would you do it differently. Now the first little section looks pretty good, so we're going to start over. We're going to go right back to the bronze color, add that to a section, and repeat the process that we did in the first section. And then we'll just keep blending them until they all blend in. You might also notice that I'm doing the tapping motion, but I'm using the side of the brush. This will give me a little bit more coverage than just tapping it straight up. So I'm kind of doing a little bit of both. I'm also blending and mixing the copper and the bronze together as I tap. Now I'm going with the gold. I'm going to tap in the gold. The gold will tone down the dark colors and the copper and the browns. Now that I have all three colors in, this is what it's looking like. I'm going to go back and add in a little bit more gold. To tone down the brown, I need a little bit more gold to stand out. So again, I'm going to tap it with the side of the brush and add in just a bit more of the gold. I'm going to really tap and blend it because I don't want the gold to stand out a lot, but I do want it to stand out a little bit more in the centers and have the copper and browns on the outer edges. Now I'm going to take the silver, which is my final color, and I'm going to blend in the silver. The silver is going to lighten up everything and freshen it up. I don't want a lot of the silver to show, and because my paint is still wet, I can move it around a bit. I also want to smooth it out a bit so that it's not so textured on the top. Now I think I'm good on the top of the table, and here's a second look at what it looks like. Now I'm going to let it dry, but I'm also going to take 220 grit sandpaper and just smooth it out just a bit on the top, not taking away any color, but just smooth it out. And I'll begin to work on the bottom half of my table. Okay guys, a funny thing, I wear a tracker on my ankle. This just counts my steps, but I've had so many comments asking me about an ankle bracelet being under house arrest. No, it's just my tracker. I wear a Fitbit, and so I just want to make sure I'm getting that 10,000 steps in a day. Now that I've added my combination of the copper and the bronze, I'm ready to take my gold and my silver, more gold and silver, and I want to blend it and add it just like I did the top portion of the table.
I'm going to finish the blending technique on the bottom portion of the table, let it dry, and we'll come back so that we can add our top coat. Before we do our next step, I wanted to show you I added 3 mirrors, 2 inches right above each of the legs. I did this off camera to add a little character to the table. Now I'm ready to apply my top coat. I'll be using Varathane in the satin finish. I'll also use this sponge applicator to apply my stain. I'm going to continue adding my first layer of top coat, let it dry, and I'll add 2 additional coats for a total of 3. I want the top to be strong because it is an entryway table. So I'll see you when I'm done with the reveal. And here's the entry table complete. I think it turned out absolutely fabulous. And it works really well with the mirror. I know it's not exactly the same, but the table does complement the mirror. And here's a look at those 2-inch bevel mirrors. I added them to coordinate with the mirror. Again, I added 3 coats of the Varathane top coat to the middle and the top of the entry table. If you're out there watching and you're not a subscriber, now is the time to do so. You want to hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the notification bell as well so you'll be aware of all of my upcoming videos. I want to say thank you to all my subbies who come back week after week and make those comments. I want to say keep them coming. Have a wonderful day. God bless. And I'll see you all in my next video.